Hi, and welcome back to Let's Play Satisfactory. In the last episode, we set up new coal and caterium nodes, plopped down some new coal generators, and did some exploring with the new Explorer vehicle. This episode, we're going to complete the setup of those new nodes and the extraction of the resources, automate the trucking to transport them back to the main factory, rework our power grid here to make full use of the new coal supply, and hopefully we'll still have time to set up the caterium processing. While I was out exploring on my way back, I found another hard drive, in addition to the one that was shown in the video, and I had the foresight to bring back several hundred of the raw caterium ore, and I set up here the most basic configuration you can to process caterium ore. It's a storage container that I filled with the ore, a single smelter to smelt it into caterium ingots, a single constructor to turn those ingots into quick wire. Quick wire is used for a lot of the advanced electronics that we'll see in the next few tiers of the game with computers and circuit boards. For now, let's see which of the alternate recipes we've unlocked. This one, not super useful. We really don't need to complicate the concrete recipe. There's always a lot of limestone nodes available. This is also a really undesirable alternate recipe. We're exchanging a commonly found node, copper, for a much more rare node, caterium. This recipe, however, is worthwhile. We switch our recipe for encased industrial beams from steel beams to steel pipes, and that's good because we can produce steel pipes at twice the rate of steel beams. And this new alternate recipe also has a 50% boost in output over the previous recipe, so this is the clear choice. Let's go ahead and start our quick wire research. What's the time on that? 22 minutes. Okay. And now that we have quick wire, we can finally make a pair of Blade Runners. Blade Runners almost double the enjoyment you'll get from running around in Satisfactory. They're just a pair of like leg prosthetics that you strap on. They greatly increase your run speed and the ability that you can jump, so hopefully you won't see me constantly stuck on various pieces of machinery anymore. Like I can just leap right over them. They also slightly reduce the fall damage you take. They're like must-have items. You'll use these throughout the entire game. In the late game, you'll often swap them out with the jetpack, depending on what you're doing. Alright, let's take a look at research that we can do here, or technologies we can unlock. Obviously, encased industrial beams. Let's unlock this one right now. And with the alternate recipes, there's no cooldown. We don't have to wait for the pod to return. So now we can also unlock the medicinal inhaler. We'll need a few rotors and some wire, not a problem, easy enough. It looks like 18 rotors, 350-ish wire. Man, Blade Runners, so fun. While we're down here, this is a good point. Just check it at how we're doing in terms of production versus consumption upstairs. Still have plenty of cable. I don't think we're using those for anything yet. This box was not full, so we know that we may be consuming the copper wire at a faster rate than we're producing it. We're still really good on rods and screws. iron plates still look good. Rotors. Okay. Between videos, I also moved this ramp so that it's no longer clipping the belt, just a little more aesthetically pleasing. I also went ahead and hooked up all of the belts and splitters for the extra coal generators, and I filled them all with coal. I have not turned them on yet. Rotors. Wire. Okay. Now we can craft a few medicinal inhalers. They require the bacon, agaric, 2 pale berries, 3 beryl nuts, and 5 mycelium. So quite a few resources go into making the medicinal inhalers, but they really are invaluable. Looks like we're limited by pale berries right now. We'll put the rest of these supplies back in the sword shop. I also found a purple power slug. This will have to go through in the MAM, but eventually, after we find more purple power slugs, they can be converted into 5 power shards. So very worthwhile to pick those up when you see them. Now, first on the list, I want to rework the way coal is being distributed here. We'll set up a receiving truck station for the new pair of coal nodes that we're extracting. Just sail over 2 belts now. I think it makes the most sense to keep things simple at this point. Instead of trying to divert the flow of the nodes between steel and our coal generators, we'll have one truck station, our current truck station, putting all of its output to the coal generators. And our new supply will, can I do this directly? Our new supply will feed all of our steel processing. And I imagine, perfect, that we'll be able to increase our steel processing. Well, of course we will, when we need it. We'll have the coal to do it. I had another thought here. We've been supplying this fuel line with biofuel that we constantly have to harvest, and we were, if we add 2 more truck stations, which we need to, one for the coal, one for Caterium, that's going to be a lot of biofuel, and it's not the most efficient way to do this. The most efficient way is to have one container here. We can use that for the Caterium, and you can actually power your vehicles with coal. So we'll supply our 2 truck stations at the coal site with coal from the nodes directly, and there'll be more than enough to keep the tractors running back and forth to between the coal and the main base. That's definitely the best way to do it. I'm going to set up a truck station right here for the second node, or the tractor from the second node. Should be good. It's really not necessary to put down the ramp here, but it looks a little more finished. And I enjoy having a good looking base. There we go. Truck station. I think this makes the most sense. Let's make sure that it's fully on the concrete. Excellent. This will be the output. We may need more belts here, more beams. Duplicate equipment shops. We're going to be just a few belts short of what we need. That's fine. Oh, so close. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's turn the power on. Our goal is to have our 2 coal truck stations fully operational before our coal generators have burned through the coal in their inventory right now. Alright. So our previous capacity was 400. Now we're at 1200 megawatt hours capacity. It's triple what we had. That'll be good for a lot of our foreseeable expansion. That'll probably take us all the way through the 5th and 6th tiers, which we're really close to unlocking. We may get there this episode. Now that the power's back on, the 5th and 6th tiers require modular frames and engines, and those will be produced. Now, one thing to check. This needs to be set to unload. Yeah, I think it's set to load by default, so now that's unloading. And one detail in the way that these automated routes work, the trucks actually still travel while the power's off, but the unpowered stations will not refill their fuel, even if the stations have fuel to supply to the trucks. So whenever the power's been off for a while, the trucks will be stopped due to a lack of fuel. We're going to overtake this tractor. Alright, this looks good. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to split this coal line. And have coal feeding both of these truck stations into their fuel input. Hopefully that probably won't have enough fuel to get all the way there, but it's fine. We can correct that easily. Now we need to set up an automated route for this second truck. Okay. That doesn't have fuel. Let's grab some coal. Okay. We hit C to open the menu and go down to start recording. If possible, you want to try to give yourself some room from your previous route, just in case. I mean, it's inevitable. These trucks are going to encounter each other, and they can definitely impede each other's progress. We can see that truck ran out of coal. We'll fix that on the way back. Let's pause recording because we need to hook this truck station up to a power source. Alright. Coal's being unloaded. Resume recording. . Pause recording. I'll fill this truck up. There we go. Now, provided the power doesn't go out, that coal should never need fuel again, or that truck should never need coal again. I'm saying truck, this is the tractor. We haven't unlocked the truck yet. Comes with that, comes with, I want to say oil? In tier 5 or 6. Oh no. We didn't resume recording. Not a problem. Let's go back to where we stopped. It's my bad. I really like this autopilot system with the blue arrows. You can see exactly what's going on. And the way the autopilot works is that the truck will literally just try to get from one arrow to the next arrow. So you have the option to delete arrows. And as long as there is another arrow nearby in that recording path, it won't matter. So you want to find the first blue arrow, go in this direction. Okay. Resume recording. I'm going to clear that log before I head back to Caterium. And that log as well. Just unnecessary obstacles. Okay. Finish recording. And now this should be okay. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. We probably only need one of these pause notes though. So we'll delete this one. 3 seconds is more than enough for it to wait for refilling and refueling. Okay, that's better. Let's get some more mycelia over here. Mycelia isn't super common, so when you see it, it's always good to pick it up. Now we're going to our Caterium. Let's go back to the base, since it's so near our base. Because we'll need to route some power poles to the Caterium. 'Cause you're in a miner. 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 'Cause you're see your Caterium miner from here. I think what makes the most sense is to put our Caterium receiving truck station over here, pretty close to the mine. I've put a little window there. I'm going to use conveyor lifts, and we may need more than one. Let's see. No, one's gonna do it. Okay. We'll probably need some more concrete for this. Just to do it right. But maybe not. That looks pretty good. Truck station. Yeah. Output. Set this one to unload. Storage container. We could route some coal down to use in fueling this, and that's probably going to happen eventually, but for right now we've got 1,000 biofuel already made, and this is a quicker solution. And now a few ramps. That should work. Oh, power poles. Yep. Do I have a tractor up here? I do. Excellent. All right. You can see from here the green LED light stick on the Mark II miner starting up. Let's see if we have any fuel here. Oh, this one will be using biofuel, so we'll fill it with biofuel. It's already got some. There we go. let a decent amount of ore get started here. Though it's really not a far distance, so it shouldn't matter. I mean, we don't need a ton to get a decent start going. Let's set up our automated route. One, two, three. Okay. The tractor struggles with hills a little bit. Finish recording. Hop out. Now this pause is unnecessary, so we'll just delete it. Okay. Let's see if when it returns, it's waiting long enough to be filled. There's not a pause there, we may need to fix that. Didn't wait. Did it be? Yeah, it was filled. Okay. So even without a pause, the tractor is being filled. Good enough. Now let's check on our power. Let's just make sure the coal has been completely fed into the coal generators. And we can check our research should be done for the quick wire. And then we can set up some Caterium processing. Alright, the coal bolt is full. It's not moving, so they're all fully stocked. And with 2 full coal nodes with Mark II miners, we should easily be able to expand even more coal generators when we need to. But right now we're more than okay. Got a lot of access, which is good. Okay, let's take a look at what we need for the next tiers, because we're almost there. 500 modular frames, 150 motors. We probably have that already. Remember, we have 3 assemblers pumping out motors up there. We're going to be making them at a pretty good rate, and we'll need a lot of them. Supercomputers.
New
We haven't even
technologies
unlocked
have been developed
computers.
based on this new element,
Okay, Hub
primarily
Tier
in
5.
power and electronics, and can now be accessed in Hub Tier 5.
Well, we don't even have access to Hub Tier 5 yet. Let's pop in our other hard drive. Maybe we can get another alternate recipe here. And what we should do is change our encased industrial beams to the new alternate recipe. And that may tax our supply of steel pipes, but since we won't need steel beams anymore, we can easily convert a few of the constructors who are currently making steel beams to steel pipes. And I think that's definitely the way to go. So we'll want to extend. Let's just go ahead and stop that. We're going to change the recipe here from encased industrial beam to alternate encased industrial beam. And we'll want to remove all of the belts that were carrying beams, as well as the splitter. Splitters have like a little mini inventory that they hold, so it's best just to remove them and then replace them. Alternate and alternate recipe. Wonder how we're doing on concrete, if this is taxing our concrete. Remove that splitter. Put a new splitter on the pipe belt. Grab a Mark III lift. Place a new splitter. And just hook it up. Alright, so assuming we've got enough pipe production, this should increase our... It's strange. Why is there no power? Is this not connected? What happened? The entire factory's out of power? Let's go check on that. Something has gone wrong. Plenty of coal. What? Oh no! Why is there concrete on the coal belt? How did that happen? There must have been concrete in one of the man, what is going on here? That's biofuel. That's concerning. This is all coal though. Oh. There must have been concrete in one of the inventories of one of the tractors, and that was just unloaded into the truck station and then put on the belts. Annoying, but ultimately not a big deal. Man, that is annoying. My bad. This belt is full of biofuel. Okay. So we need to empty this belt out. Until we get to the coal. Let's put up a storage container here. A lot of concrete, a lot of biofuel. And coal. Is it all coal? Looks like coal. Okay. Let's turn the power back on. Alright, back to 1200 megawatt hours. That costs us a little time. Okay, so for now we're going to assume that we've set up the encased industrial beam production correctly. That could be a mistake, judging by my recent history here, but we'll see. Now we've got Caterium ore. It's a pure node, Mark II miner. That means we're limited to 240 units per minute. Smelters. First step is smelting to Caterium ingots. 45 per minute. So you need a fair amount of ore to make Caterium ingots. 45 into 240, that's what, 5? We'll make 6. just use the same modular design we've been using for most of the game. It's quick, and expanding the design is quick. I know late game you definitely need more than one Caterium node. I think three Caterium nodes, all pure, are all with Mark III miners, can supply your base. But that's assuming that these are splitters and not mergers. That's assuming that you find an alternate recipe for Caterium that incorporates copper to help you stretch your Caterium output. So you need a fair amount of Caterium to do well at the very end of the end stage of this game. Merger. Merger. Okay, that's a mistake. This one backwards too. They are all backwards. Man, I'm not doing a great job. Let's check this out. Okay, this is going the right way. Okay, so they will output the ore this direction. Just use splitters. More splitters. So these produce Caterium at a rate of 15 per minute. So what is that? It's 90 Caterium per minute total. Let's get these powered. Okay. Why are these yellow? Oh, don't do it. And now they're all green. Good. So 90 per minute. Let's check the stats on Quickwire. Quickwire requires 15 per minute. Okay, so 6. We'll give some space. Mergers will output to the north this time, as it's coming from the south. Okay, here come the ingots. Nope, that's wrong. That's very wrong. Okay. The ingot should be going here. Apparently I haven't had enough caffeine today. I apologize for the many mistakes. But even with my imperfections, we've still got a lot done this episode. We've expanded our power grid to a point that will last for a lot of future expansion. Probably, it'll definitely get us all the way to the next generation of power generators, the oil generators. Easily. I really think we could end this episode by launching the space elevator with the materials we're producing upstairs. Okay, ingots. Now we need to power this up. Select the recipe. Quick wire. Why aren't these ingots? That would do it. D6 are going from yellow to green. What do we got? Yeah, we can do that. Do we have? We do. Barely. I'm going to put down a craft bench here. Just quickly pump out 15 in case industrial beams. I'm nearly out of time for this episode, but we can still get everything done. Okay. And we'll just put a industrial storage container right here. For the quick wire. And it's backwards. Here's the output. Did I really put that backwards twice in a row? That's embarrassing. Man. Okay, quick wire completely set up. Good. Now before we end the episode, I want to do two things. I want to select our second alternate recipe here, I guess our third technically. Actually, we didn't yeah, we did, okay. What have we got? This is a solid recipe for early game, converting iron ingots directly to iron screws. It lets you skip the rods. We're almost to the point now where this is obsolete. This is a great recipe for computers. This is probably the best recipe for computers. It turns, computers are usually a 3 or 4. You can see the normal recipe for computer if you mouse over it. I guess you can't right now. But it usually requires 3 or 4 items. It takes it down to 2. That's really good. And this also essential recipe for later. It lets you really expand your Caterium. Both of these are probably essential. I'm going to go with this one for now because we haven't found any crystal nodes at this point. I'll select Alien Carapace. We needed 10, we have 11 now. And get that started. Just see what we need to unlock it. Yep, okay, that'll be easy. And now we want to collect 500 modular frames, if we have them, and 150 motors. Oh, excellent. 50, 100, 152, 253, 4, 500. One, 2, 150. Okay. Now we can unlock tiers 5 and 6. If I can... No. Cannot control drag at the space elevator. Alright. There it goes. I'm happy to see that there was no clipping with the foundation there. And this just shows you what a huge jump it is, but to unlock tier 7 and 8 we need 1,000 heavy modular frames, 1,000 computers, 1,000 motors. That's a lot of resources. So we'll have a little bit of expansion to do. Need to unlock a lot of the basic properties. We'll start with that, or the milestones. We'll start with that next episode. We've got oil refining in our future. That's probably the first thing we'll focus on. So thanks for watching. Sorry it ran a little long. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. And leave any questions you have in the comments. Enjoy your day. Until next time.